Watch after the whistle.
Hey folks, we're here with Jonah Looney, number 88, standout player for Grundy High School. Jonah is our Bellacino's Player of the Week this week. He had a really good game against Marion in a tough 21-16 loss. Jonah, tell us a little bit about that game, how it went.
Our passing game was really good. Logan was throwing the ball really well, and our defense played really good for most part until we gave up that long pass, but we just fell a little short at the end of the game.
Well, that happens, especially when you're traveling on the road. I noticed some of your stats are pretty daggone good here. You had 4 receptions on the offensive side, as well as two-point conversions for the Wave. But on the defensive side of the ball, you had 6 solos, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery, and you broke up a couple passes. That's a pretty good performance overall. Of course, that's one of the reasons that we selected you as our Player of the Week. But you guys have got a really big game coming up this week against Tulsa, West Virginia. And, it's a must-win situation for you and your team in order to be able to make it to the playoffs. What do you guys have to do to get a win?
We had to start the passing game with number 11 and our quarterback. We had to contain the quarterback and run the ball. And at number 88 is pretty good running the ball too.
All right, well, we wish you guys the best of luck. We're pulling for you. On behalf of Bellacino's, you are Bellacino's Player of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, first take.
It's football season, and Ramey Richlands is here to crunch the competition. Our unbeatable lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs will leave you feeling like a champion every time you hit the road. Whether you're driving through rugged terrain or cruising down the city streets, Ramey Richlands has the perfect ride to tackle any challenge. Ramey Richlands is the game changer you need to take your driving experience to the next level. It's your deal, your way. Visit one of our dealerships today or shop online at RameyRichlands.com.
One team remains unbeaten in Southwest Virginia, and one team remains winless. Playoff forecast and a whole lot more here on episode 6.9. You're watching After the Whistle. I'm your host, Brian Moore. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good. Well, I'm glad to be back.
Good to be back.
I know it struggled. The ratings was way down last week.
And the show was very professional last week, too. I guess it's a trade-off.
They don't like it. That's why the ratings was down.
Yeah, well, that's how it works sometimes, isn't it? They moved the needle. That's what we call moving the needle.
That's right.
All right, folks. His charm is so contagious that vaccines have been named after him. His reputation precedes him like lightning does thunder. If you would, please give it up for the man himself, Adam Beefy King. Come on in, Beef.
What's going on, guys?
Come on in. I like that theme music. Sounds like something Marvin Gaye picked out. All right, how was your week?
It was good. Yeah.
Good. All right.
Oh, it's good. That means it wasn't.
That means it wasn't that good.
Well, it means I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Rain Friday, got beat.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's get straight to it here. Let's take a look at a weekly recap. We'll fly through these games pretty quick, give you a little bit of a heads up, talk about a couple of them, and move on. All right. One of those winless teams is no longer winless. J.I. Burton 46, Castlewood 28. The Raiders were trailing 22-12 at the half in what is, I think, their 100th year of football, and they are not going to go winless. They explode for 28 points in the second half and pick up the dub against district rival Castlewood and the Mustard Biscuit Brigade. Next, Rye Cove 28, Chill High 17. War Eagles take the first win again, the first meeting between these two schools. A pretty competitive football game from everything that I've gathered. East Side 28, Tom Walker 18, 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Keep the Spartans' playoff hopes alive. This game was tight going into the fourth, and they managed to pull it out. East Side got a little bit of momentum going right now, and they have also slid into the Region 1D playoff picture with that win.
They slid right into the DMs.
Yes, they did. Right in. Tazewell 60, Giles 33. School record 8 touchdown passes in a single game for the Bulldogs. Carter Creasy had 7 of those, and the Dogs pick up the win. Johnson County 43, Holston 6. The Cavaliers go across the state line and are unable to pick up and win. Run into a machine down there with the Longhorns. Twin Springs 46, Hancock County 14. Twin Springs improves to 7-1, still yet to lose to a 1A school. Abel Dingus and company hammered their Tennessee opponents in the win. Virginia High 61, Jenkins, Kentucky 14. 8 Bearcats score in the win, and nobody died. So that's a good thing, because we were really concerned about the Jenkins football team. Young, inexperienced Bearcats go in and take care of business in the Bluegrass State, and I think everybody came out of the game healthy, so that's a good sign. Always is.
Yep, always.
George Witt 55, Fort Chiswell 38. Tandem Smith 225 yards passing, 3 touchdowns for the Maroons in the win. That puts them in, I think, the third, maybe the 4th spot. I'm not sure. I think it's in the 4th spot in 1C right now. Rural Retreat 47, Northwood 6. This is the 4th straight win for the Indians. They got momentum going into a big game this week. All right, Lehigh 24, Central 7. Pendergraft 154 yards passing. Grayson Huff had 113 yards rushing. Lee picks up a win against district rival Central. Galax 42, Richland 7. The game was tied at 7, I think, and Galax scored 35 unanswered points. Big Blue fall to 0-8.
Yeah, and I thought Morris said that was an upset alert.
Well, again, we were hoping to try to provide a little bit of motivation for the Big Blue win machine, but
they ain't no more motivation this week. You don't need none. Well, they got 2 weeks left.
2 weeks left, and they're looking at Ophir, and I'm telling you that they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way.
And you know, you didn't know if you didn't know, we have looked it up. We have searched. Richlands has never lost 10 ball games in a season. They were 0-9 one year with a tie. Is what we can look at.
But not a loss.
Not a loss. They have not lost 10 games.
Well, I'm hanging in there with them. I think they're going to pull this out and get them one. We'll talk about that too a little bit further here. Graham 52, Pulaski 24. Tydres Clements continues to pick up some momentum here. 3 touchdowns for the G-men. Riverview, West Virginia 47, Twin Valley 8. TV's long touchdown came on a 40-yard touchdown pass from Braden White to Alex Hilton. Rough go of it at Riverview for you guys.
Just a rainy day. It's just, I mean,
rainy game.
We were, I mean, inside the 5 3 times, come up short.
Games like that, you got to capitalize.
Got to capitalize. That's right.
Tulsa, West Virginia 44, Hurley 14. Hurley's playoff hopes take a major hit with this loss. Talk to us a little bit about this game.
It was an old school, rainy, muddy football game. First quarter and a half was pretty good, but anybody's been coaching a long time knows how important momentum is. And the end of the second quarter, you know, coaches talk about the last 3 minutes of the half and the first 3 minutes of the half. And the last 3 minutes of the second quarter going into halftime was just absolutely awful if you was a Hurley fan. And it's not nothing anybody done in particular. They kicked it off. They were up 24-14. They kick it off. We return it all the way back. It's going to be 24-22 going into the half. We got a blocking the back penalty on the 20, so it moved us inside of the 10. Ran one play, quarterback sneak, try to get out of the way from the end zone. Next play, we fumble on the 8-yard line. They get it. They go in. They're up 30-14 at half, and that's the monkey that broke its back. I truly believe if we score that touchdown, make 24-22. I don't know about win or loss, but it comes down, I think, to a 1-possession ball game in the fourth quarter. But just too much, man. You can't turn the ball over.
Too big of a point swing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that was a big hit.
All right, Marion 21, Grundy 16. Somewhat of an upset. Hunter Robinson scored the winning touchdown for the Canes on a deep pass late in the game. Grundy was game all night, and the Hurricanes managed to pull that one out, and that hurts Grundy as well by bumping them out. And Marion picks up some points, and it actually helped them in the playoff scenario. And then last, we got Gate City 25, John Battle 13. Walker Hillman had 207 yards rushing for the Blue Devils. John Battle continues to play tight games, respectful games with their opponents. One of the most improved teams in the area. It'd be nice to see them get a big conference win, but they did get that first one of the year that everybody's still talking about, and that's against Abingdon. All right, so that takes care of our games, our weekly recap. Real quick, we're going to talk about the playoff forecast, and right before we do that, let's take a look at it. Hey folks, this is After the Whistle, our playoff forecast. We're going to take a look real quick at D1. Things have changed a little bit since last week. We've got the bracket now as it would be if the playoffs started tomorrow. This is the way things would look. Number 8 East Side will go to number 1 Honaker. Chilhowie goes from an 8 to a 6 seed from last week, so you see that they have moved despite their loss. And Grundy gets bumped with their loss to Marion. The East Side is now in with a win against Tom Walker. Next, we've got these two teams basically just switch spots. Rural Retreat and Patrick Henry. Rural Retreat is now the 4 and PH is now the 5. So right now, if the playoffs started tomorrow, PH would have to travel instead of it being the other way around. So a little bit of changes from last week. Next, this one hasn't changed. We've still got number 7 Holston traveling to number 2 Rye Cove. And next we've got Grundy, is out with the loss. Grundy is now on the outside looking in. Chilhowie moves into that 6th spot. So right now it'll be Chilhowie traveling to number 3 Twin Springs. All right, so that's Division 1D. So let's take a look at 2 real quick. All right, in 2, we do have some changes as well, as you'll notice on the bracket. We've got now number 8 is Virginia High at number 1 Union. Last week Lebanon was in this 8 spot, and they are now out. Virginia High was at 7, and they slid to the 8 spot. Now we've also got number 5 Gate City at Ridgeview. Last week Ridgeview was at number 3, and with their loss to Abingdon, they have now slid down to the 4th spot. Gate City stays exactly where they was at last week, still traveling. Moving on down the bracket, we now have number 7 Marion at number 2 Graham. And last week Virginia High was at this 7 spot, but Marion now moves in with their win against Grundy. They picked up some points there, and Virginia High now drops back down to the 8th spot. And in our final game, we've got number 6 Lee at number 3 Tazewell. Ridgeview was at that 3 spot, but Tazewell has now moved up with their win. They got a big showdown coming up Friday night. On the outside looking in now is Lebanon, who was in last week, but they're now back out. Lebanon, John Battle, Wise, and Richlands in that order looking in. So that's our playoff forecast for this week. We'll update any changes and share them with you next week. All right, there you have it, our D2 and D1 potential playoff matchups as of this week. Fellas, we had some changes there. Last week, Lebanon was a number 8. Right now, they're on the outside looking in. Virginia High was at a 7. Now they're at an 8. And Virginia High, as of right now, is going to Union. Gate City will be going to Ridgeview. And that's a big change right there. Ridgeview was in that 3 spot, but after losing this week, they slide back to the 4 spot. And not saying, but nobody wants to be in that bracket with Union, and now Ridgeview is in there. But then again, Ridgeview played Union really well. Yeah. So that can make some interesting changes, but things could still change. Marion is now in at 7, and Graham going to Graham.
Everything's so close right now. I mean, yeah. One little thing
could screw it up.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a perfect example here in just a second in 1A. But we got Marion traveling to Graham as of right now. last week that was Virginia High doing the traveling, but right now it's Marion, and then Lee will be going to Tazewell, and last week it would have been Lee going to, Ridgeview and doing so, or Lee going to Ridgeview. All right, so Lebanon on the outside, John Battle next to them. Those are the next two teams in D2 and D1. Chilhowie goes from being the 8th seed to going to a 6th seed, and here's a perfect example. Chilhowie loses this week. In spite of that loss, they are now the 6th seed, and Grundy gets bumped. And Eastside is now in with their win against Tom Walker. So Eastside is the 8th, now traveling to Honaker. And then we've got Rural Retreat and PH just flipped. We did have Rural Retreat traveling to PH. If the playoffs were tomorrow, now it would be the other way around. And now we've got and comments about PH here in just a second. Holston and Holston to Rycove, that did not change. And then Chilhowie has now moved into that 6th spot. It'll be Chilhowie traveling to Twin Springs instead of Grundy. So Grundy's on the outside looking in with the loss. Grundy's in a must-win situation. And they have to beat Tulsa, West Virginia, and they Wise in order to get in. All right, so let's talk a little bit about that PH Honaker game. You guys, I watched it.
Yeah, it was the weather.
All right, it's a heck of a football game.
Weather.
Heck of a football game. I will say this.
Weather.
That, and I made a comment to you guys that, in my opinion, the game plan that PH had is the game plan you have to have in order to beat Honaker.
With the weather.
With that recipe of bad weather.
Yeah, yeah.
They worked it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that last week before the show. I think pretty much how you have to contain Honaker's offense, get limit their chances. We said talked about that. So
offensively, PH did exactly what you needed to do. It came down to 4th and 8. I don't know who called it. Coach Tiller, Coach Hicks, I don't know who called the play, but on 4th and 8, they got a first down that won them the ball game. It came down to that play.
You get inside, I think it's somewhere inside 7 minutes in the 4th quarter. PH is driving the ball. They get the ball, it's 4th down, and they come up about a half yard short. The ball is spotted at the Honaker 10. PH was driving. They were. I feel like they get that first down, they score.
Yeah.
That would have probably tied the game up or at least cut it to 2. And within the next 3 minutes, PH is driving again. They get a stop. And one of the only turnovers of the night, might have been the only turnover of the night for PH. And I think when Honaker recovered the fumble, it was on their 10. So PH had 2 opportunities in the 4th quarter to take the game away from Honaker. And then Honaker could have lost the game, but they made that gutsy call on 4th down.
4th and 8, 4th and 7.
Very entertaining football.
And I even comment too, the tailback from Patrick Henry, I read
Good
something, correct
speed.
me if I'm wrong, good speed. He had 25, 30 carries, something like that.
First half.
First half, he had 47.
47 for
Yeah.
the game. That's a load,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Very
that's-
deceptive,
yeah.
too. Very deceptive. Really, really good football game. I enjoyed watching it. PH kicks a field goal right before halftime. Get the ball to the right hash. Kicker comes out. I think it's about a 27-yarder. Nice looking kick. 18-14 go in at halftime with the lead. They did everything they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And they just came up short, but good respect to both teams there. I think Honaker showed something in the second half. They weren't passing the ball exceptionally well in the first, and they came out in the second half, and the question mark everybody says, can Honaker run? Well, they ran the football. They ran it well, and I think that was a good, for me, that instilled a little bit more confidence in Honaker's offense when I seen that they could run it.
Yeah, I think everybody was kind of wondering if they could run it, and I think in a back condition like that, able to move the chains, run it, show they had enough. But we may see that matchup again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, that's I guess just goes to show you there's some still good football left here in Region D.
Maybe just can't get it. How Patrick Henry,
They just can't figure it out.
he can't figure it out how they can beat these teams right here and then just.
Yeah, some things have changed over a few weeks, though.
All right, folks, that's it for our big talk conversation. It's time for our
It's
top
football
five.
season, and Rainy Richlands is here to crunch the competition. Our unbeatable lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs will leave you feeling like a champion every time you hit the road. Whether you're driving through rugged terrain or cruising down the city streets, Ramey Richlands has the perfect ride to tackle any challenge. Ramey Richlands is the game changer you need to take your driving experience to the next level. It's your deal, your way. Visit one of our dealerships today or shop online at RameyRichlands.com.
Time for our top 5. But before we go there, remind everybody to stop by and see the folks at Ramey Chevrolet located in Richlands, Virginia. If you're in the business for a pre-owned or a new vehicle, the folks at Ramey's can get you taken care of. They'll put you in the ride, and I promise you they will do the deal. Stop by and see them at Ramey Chevrolet, and one of their many salespersons will come out and assist you, and they'll get you one of the bottom dollar prices on a vehicle. And if you're looking to trade, stop by and see them too. They'll give you a good price on your pre-owned vehicle. That's Ramey Chevrolet. All right, our top 5, guys. Let's take a look at our top 5 for Southwest Virginia. Our personal top 5, if you will. We'll start with it first, and I'll kick things off with 1A. Number 5, I've got the Twin Springs Titans sitting at 7-1. 3-0 or maybe 4-0 now in the district. Still yet to lose to a 1A school. Number 4, Holston Cavaliers. Number 3, Patrick Henry Rebels have slipped back in mine after watching them Friday. Number 2, I got the Rycove War Eagles, and at 1, I've got the Homeacre Tigers. What say you, Beef?
Well, I still got Homeacre at 1. We're going to get that over with. Rycove at 2. I like PH at 3 like you, but I'm going to change it up a little bit at 4 and 5. I think at 4 we're going to go Twin Springs, and at 5 I like Royal Retreat. They're playing good ball, and Holston there stumbled their foot the last couple of weeks there, so and Royal Retreat's been turning it on. So.
Okay, I agree with you. I think one more good week out of Royal Retreat in there in mind. What about you guys?
I got Twin Springs at 5, Patrick Henry at 4. I've got Royal Retreat at 3 because I think they can beat anybody on that list. It's going to be scary I wouldn't want to play them first round.
No, I wouldn't either.
Rycove still at 2, and the Air Raid. Woo, woo, woo.
All right.
Number 1.
Let's take a look at 2A. My 2A, number 5, I got the Tazewell Bulldogs coming in. Number 4, I've got the Gate City Blue Devils. I still like that bunch. Number 3, I've got the Graham G-Men. My mind switched up here a little bit. Number 3, I've got the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Number 2, I've got the Graham G-Men. At number 1, I've got the Union Bears.
Boys, Battle's my number 5. They're still playing pretty good ball right now. Tazewell at 4. Gate City at 3, Ridgeview at 2, and the Graham G-Men.
No love for you.
They just got to prove it to me.
Well,
how'd they even do this week?
We didn't talk about it, didn't we? Go ahead, Lee.
So at 5, I like Gate City. At 4, I like Ridgeview, and I'm going to put the Bulldogs at 3. They've been winning here lately. I think they're rolling. That offense man's been putting up over 4
passing the ball well.
So I like them at 3, and I like Graham at 2, and Union at 1.
All right. Let's take a look at our Southwest Virginia top 5 overall. And we got a shake-up here in our overall top 5, Southwest Virginia. Coming in at number 5, we got the Rycove War Eagles. Number 4, we've got the Ridgeview Wolfpack. They've dropped. They were number 2 last week. Number 3, we've got the Homeacre Tigers. They've slid up a spot. And at number 2, we've got the Graham G-Men. And at 1, we've got the Union Bears. So a little bit of a shake-up. Shake up in our Southwest Virginia top 5. All right, folks, each week at this time we try to stump the Crig, and this week we're going to give it another shot. Last week we were absent, or he was absent, and we were unable to make the attempt. So this week we're going to try to give him our best shot and see what we can do. So it's time to stump the Crig. Folks, we have a hermetically sealed envelope that has been in a bank vault for the last week, actually the last 2 weeks. It's been under the watchful eye of armed security and was delivered here to Bellacino's in an armored truck and was just dropped off a few minutes ago with a man wearing black sunglasses, a black suit, a briefcase handcuffed to his wrist, and he delivered the envelope to us once Beefy signed for it in blood. And now here we have it. I have not seen the contents of this envelope, have you?
I have not.
Do you have any idea what the answer to the question is in this envelope?
Do not. I just know the answer.
He just knows the answer. He doesn't have any idea, but just knows the answer. All right, make that make sense. All right, so here we go. I have the envelope. What is the answer to the question?
Neil.
Resnick?
Diamond?
Huh?
Neil, not Neil Diamond, not Neil Rasnick. Neil.
Like the name.
Neil.
Okay. Neil. Final answer.
Final answer.
Let's take a look at it, see what we got here. Final answer is Neil. What do you call a man who cannot stand? Neil.
You're welcome.
I guess that does work, doesn't it? All right, I have the second envelope. You have not seen the contents of it. Let's make the attempt.
This
here.
one's an easy one. This is a good hesitator. Hesitator.
Hesitator.
Hesitator.
I thought you said he's a tater.
Yeah. He's a tater.
Hesitator.
Hesitator. All right. Final answer.
Final answer.
Hesitator. Let's see what we got here. What do you call a reluctant potato?
Hesitator.
Hesitator.
You're welcome.
What's
These are easy.
What is it? How can a potato be reluctant? Do they even think?
I don't know. It's hesitator.
I mean, Mr. Potato Head. A reluctant potato. All right, folks, we made the attempt, and once again, we have failed to stump the Crig. Maybe next time. Next time. All right, with that being said, let's go straight into our pigskin prognostications, fellas. Last week, Beefy, you were an impressive 16-2. I was 15-3, and then we have to make up for yours. All right.
I'd have won anyway.
Got a lot of games flip through real quick here. I'll give you a little bit of info on some of them, kind of set the stage for us, and then we'll make our picks. All right, first game up. This is a big one. It may not seem big to us. It's not big in the points factor or anything like that. But if you're a Richlands Blue Tornado fan, this is big. Richlands 0-8, traveling to Marion 3-5. Coach again was a 1983 Richlands graduate from Marion, so he's going to be playing against his alma mater here. Richlands staring 0-10 in the face. What say you, Beef?
You know, I'm going to take the R on this one. I'm going to go on Richlands getting their first win.
It's the big R.
The big R.
Not the R.
Because I'm going with Big R too. I think that they've played some other games really well, and they've showed that they've got it in the Tazewell game, for example. Tazewell did, fairly well handle Marion. Richlands had Tazewell all but beat.
Yeah.
If they show up and play like they did, they get a win.
Yep, I agree with that.
Gregor?
Not so fast, my friends. They contained a great athlete in Logan Lester last week. Only giving up 16 points.
That is true. That is true.
I'm going at home, Marion Hurricanes.
All right. All right, next we've got Virginia High 3-5 at Lebanon 3-5. The winner of this is going to move closer to securing the playoff spot. The loser is going to have a more difficult time getting there. I'll go ahead with my pick right out of the gate here. This one is at Lebanon. I like the Pioneers in this.
I like Virginia High.
Okay, Gregor?
I'm going with the passing game with Lebanon.
Okay, next we've got Tazewell 6-2 at Graham 7-1. First place in the Southwest District on the line.
Gee, there ain't nothing on the line tonight except the dog. Damn.
I'm going to take the G-men, but I do think Tassel's probably more prepared than they have been in a while.
No, they're not.
I'm going to go with the G-men, but I think it's a 2-touchdown game.
No, you're not. No.
It's at Graham, so that
Graham just beat a 5A school by 50.
That's true.
They're healthy.
Yeah.
Y'all understand that?
yeah,
healthy.
All right.
we understand that.
Just,
All right, next we have Union 7-1 at Abingdon 5-3. First place in the Mountain 7 on the line. Union can wrap up the title with a win here. Now Union can wrap it up, not Abingdon. 7-1 going against 5-3. Fellas,
I'll just say it. I'm going with Abingdon.
Yeah,
I think Abingdon's playing at home, playing good ball right
that's
now.
great pick. I mean, they're probably going to blow them out. I like it.
I'm going to.
Come on, that's what you
I
said.
want to pick them.
Yeah.
This is one of our upset alerts. This could be an upset.
But here's my thing.
It's not an upset.
After last week, what they did to Ridgeview Union was a 1-touchdown game, and Abingdon hangs 50, 40 something. I like Abingdon at home coming back off that.
Abingdon will score. They're going to beat them by about 40.
I don't know about
Abingdon
that.
will beat them by about 40,
They'll
but I'm
beat
going to
them.
pick the Bears.
Make it make sense.
I'm picking the Bears, but Abingdon's going to beat them.
All right, I'm going to go with Abingdon in this as well. So I'm with
You are on drugs.
I know, boys. We just want to see something shake.
I can't go with everything you say. We'll be on fire.
John Battle at Lee. John Battle 2-6 at Lee 4-4. Battle is traveling to Lee. All right, that's a tough road trip. I think Lee passes. Lee's passing game is just a little bit better. All-time series 15-6. Lee holds the advantage. I think they keep that advantage secure. I'm going with Lee.
I like Lee as well.
How about you, Coach?
Lee at home.
Lee at home. All right. Next, we've got Wise Central 1-7 at Gate City 5-3. Central's lost 7 straight since that season opening win against Eastside. I think this is Gate City all night.
Yeah.
Gate City across the board. Okay. Next, we've got Twin Valley traveling to Eastmont. Both teams 2-6. Both interesting little nugget here. Both teams were former players at Emory Henry College. That'd be you and Eastmont's coach Jordan Stewart. So 2 ENH guys getting together and playing here. Naturally, you know where we stand on this. We're Twin.
I'm gonna go with Twin Valley. Yeah.
All right.
Going on the road getting one.
We need to tell everyone that our game has been moved to Monday at 7.
Yep, Monday at 7. It will not be played Friday. I posted that on Southwest Sports also. All right, Tulsa at Grundy. Tulsa is 4-4. Grundy 3-5. This is a must-win game for Grundy if they are going to make it back to the playoffs. Keep in mind, Grundy's the defending 1D champs.
Grundy by 4 touchdowns.
I think Tulsa's going to have a hard time with Lester.
Yeah, they're not going to stop him.
I'll say it like this. I don't know if they have an athlete to catch him. I think Grundy wins.
All right. Grundy with their back to wall. Got to get a win here. Castlewood, the Mustard Biscuit Brigade. Okay, coming into the Cliff at Hurley. We know where you stand at on this one. What do you say?
So I think the Rebels bounce back.
I do too. I think the Rebels playing at the Cliff, they defend the pass just decently. If they can put some pressure on the quarterback, I think they get the dub. All right, Auburn at Eastside. Auburn traveling here. I like Eastside in this one. I think they've got a lot of momentum right now.
Eastside.
I like Eastside as well. I think they'll be physical and win the game to line of scrimmage.
All right. J.I. Burton finally picked up that win, got the monkey off her back. Now they got to go play Ryco.
That was a short-lived win. I don't think it's.
But they can't lose them all.
Lose them all.
That's exactly right. So I got Ryco. You got Ryco. All right, Ryco. Twin Springs at Tom Walker. I'm going Twin Springs.
I like Twin Springs.
38-12.
Yeah.
Twin Springs awful tough, and they've been playing pretty good this year, but I'm going to go with Twin Springs.
Okay.
That sets up a big one next week.
Oh, yeah, boys. That's going to be a humdinger now.
Well,
Twin Springs, Ryco.
Twin Springs, Ryco. Both of them will be sitting at the same identical record, district championship.
how do we know? What if one of them loses?
Well,
Better not.
If our predictions are correct, retreat at Holston. This is going to be a good football game.
Roll retreat by 2 touchdowns.
I'm going with the red hot Rural Retreat Indians. You got Rural Retreat. What say you, Beef?
I gotta have them. They're my top 5 this week. I think they're playing good ball.
They're peaking at the right time, but I tell you what,
if they could have just won a couple of them 1-point games at the first of the year, they'd be sitting real good.
Yeah.
Holston very well coached and playing extremely well. I mean, nobody really wants to play Holston, I don't think.
I think that last couple of weeks in that district is tough. You start looking at some of the games.
Oh, yeah.
PH, Rural Retreat, Holston, they all got some tough games. Chahowie's mixing that. They're all playing good.
All right, Northwood at Honeacre.
Wow.
I think Honeacre pulls this one out.
I mean,
Northwood, it's going to be tough for Northwood to survive considering it, but
they were calling us one to play too.
Last time Northwood beat Honeacre, I think it was 1990. So I don't think it's going to change. Do you?
No.
All
That's
right.
low as I am.
Chihigh 4-4 at Patrick Henry 5-3. PH the Buchanan kid. I told you kicked a big field goal there the other night right before halftime. The good speed running the ball. I think PH is clicking right now. Chilhowie seems to be settling in and cooling off. I'm going with PH. What do you got?
I'm going with the Patrick Henry Rebels.
And what about you, Beef?
I like PH.
All right. And our last one, guys, this is going to be a good one. George Wythe 5-3 at Grayson County 8-0, a rematch of last year's 1C finals. And GW got them last year. I don't think they get them this year. I think Grayson County is probably starting 10-0.
Well, they're saying Grayson County is the only one that can stop Honeacre, is what I'm hearing.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Grayson County.
Yep.
All right, so Grayson County. That is our picks, our Pigskin Prognostication for this week. A whole lot of football going on. Things are starting to get exciting. I'm trying to think, do you have anything else? I don't have anything.
Congratulations to the Virginia Cavaliers on their big upset.
Yeah. That was a big upset.
Over Carolina, I think.
North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
Anything big?
Nope.
All right, get out and watch some football this Friday.
Good luck to the Coyotes in the Hurley Rebels Little League and Pee Wee and Smurf or whatever.
This weekend, yep.
Playing this weekend for the championship.
For the ship.
For the ship.
All right, until next time, I'm Coach Moore.
I'm Beef.
Coach Krieger.
Reminding you that hummingbirds hum because they don't know the words to the song. Good night.
It's football season, and Rainy Richlands is here to crunch the competition. Our unbeatable lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs will leave you feeling like a champion every time you hit the road. Whether you're driving through rugged terrain or cruising down the city streets, Rainy Richlands has the perfect ride to tackle any challenge. Rainy Richlands is the game changer you need to take your driving experience to the next level. It's your deal, your way. Visit one of our dealerships today or shop online at RainyRichlands.com.
Audio Jungle.